and I still say to this day, if you're content being on where you are, don't change for nobody. If you're content being a baker in the bread shop, be the baker in the bread shop. If you're content being a teacher, making no type of payment, but you're passionate about teaching, then just teach. It's not all about money and success.
Yeah.
Like that's all external. Like we said before, it's all external. If you're content doing something, you're passionate about it, and you don't make that much money, you're good. There's other ways to make money. You could do other little things, but do what makes you happy. Because happiness is the only thing that how would I say it? That's the only thing you have in this world is your emotions and your memories.
And financial stability. I feel like that's important. Like to human, I don't know. I feel like emotions. What'd you say? You said
Your emotions and your memories is the only thing you carry with you
True.
this whole lifetime.
I feel like you do need a little bit of financial stability and like financial intelligence. Like as a human being, like I feel like every human being needs that just so they can kind of like
Navigate.
live and navigate life. Like you can't have that because then you won't really be able to have that emotional security without it in a sense. Like it'll be a little bit harder too because you'll always be constantly stressing like,
Yeah.
How am I gonna pay this?
How am I gonna pay this? I gotta
This
pay
week,
this.
yeah.
I don't have money to go out to eat. Like it's
Yeah.
and that's a lot of Americans and a lot of people still to this day. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's that little quote that people tell people, "Oh, money doesn't buy you happiness."
It
It
fucking
doesn't.
does.
It doesn't.
does.
It just
It
gives
helps
you
you
weight.
get there.
It helps you get there.
Hey man, I don't know. I think it does buy you happiness when you can buy your mom a fucking house. You can buy your dad a car. You can buy, your family whatever the fuck they want. That's gonna make you happy
Yeah.
because of the money. Like,
Mhm.
so I think it does, but it's not really gonna make you like the fucking. You're still gonna be depressed. You're still gonna go through shit.
But money
whatever. I
can
get that.
also help you afford a therapist if you're still sad. It gives you more
It gives you more
opportunities to help you be happy, and you don't have to worry about, oh man, but I can't afford a therapist. Nah, now you can because now you have money.
For therapy to ultimately work, the client has to be open to the help, and that's with everything, even rehab, no matter what. You need to be open to actually like doing that shit and wanting to get better. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna be stuck repeating the same habits.
Of course.
And fighting your therapist when you could just get better.
Shout out to Sopranos.
Shout out to The Sopranos. If you haven't watched The Sopranos, you should definitely watch it. But not even that. Like real life people, like definitely lie to their therapists, or some people are just, I don't know, they don't believe in therapy or getting help. Which I think everyone needs mental help in America at this point. We are close to the peak of insanity.
Do you believe you could be your own therapist if you're like really emotionally aware of your feelings and what you're actually going through?
No, only because that is just gonna create you, like make you become more isolated.
Okay.
You're just gonna become more. I feel like you're gonna become more lonely because you're gonna internalize everything. Oh fuck, I'm angry about this, or he said something about me that made me feel some type of way. I'm gonna, whatever, fuck it. Like you know what I mean? I feel like you're gonna internalize it better than like venting to someone. At least for me, that's what I did in my like high school years. Like I internalized everything, and I didn't really vent until I was like 18, 19, 20. Like now, type shit.
I always think like as long as you're mentally aware of how you're feeling, like let's say I have an issue with you and I didn't like the way you said something to me, and I'm like, man, I really didn't like the way Iverson said something to me. You like it's like when a therapist will ask you, well, what did he say? You say what he said. Oh, but how did you feel when he said that? I felt this way. Why did you feel this way? It's about asking you why to get to the center of why you felt that way, and then you also have to be mentally aware of confronting you about it. I'm not saying everyone thinks that way. I'm just saying some individuals really, are emotionally aware of their feelings and they know how to take the next step to handling those issues.
Yeah, a lot of people have emotional intelligence, and I love that. And I think there is a lack of emotional intelligence out there where some people do just let their emotions consume them. And they don't really see the bigger picture of what they did or what they caused and what really ultimately ended up happening because of all that.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to ask you a question.
No, you're great.
Would you call that selfishness or no?
I
would.
Selfishness, not necessarily. I would call it delusional.
But putting your feelings over facts, like me putting my feelings over a fact, like let's say me and Nick have an issue. And I'm saying, oh, but I felt like I didn't need to do that. But he's like, bro, but you put me in a position of boom, boom, boom. Oh, but I did what I felt like I had to do. That's selfishness.
Sure, there's another word for it. My brain is just literally not connecting for it. It is definitely selfishness. I just think it's like, yeah, you're right. Emil, you're right. It definitely is selfishness. It's just you ultimately.
You finally got to be right.
I can't think of anything else. Like, I'm stumped right now.
Dr. Bam Bam in the cut. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's sometimes not even selfishness. Some people are just egotistical, narcissistic. All of those outweigh selfishness. Most of the time, that's not even you being like. It is a type, like a form of selfishness, I guess you could say. But it's really
the universal word for it will be selfishness, but it's also deeper.
It's deeper if you go into it.
It's an umbrella.
It's an umbrella. Like there's emotional responses to it and like ends to it. Like someone doesn't really act that way unless they're narcissistic, egotistical. They have a fucking God complex. Because I know a lot of people with those complexes that think they're like better than all and greater than all when. Bro, we bleed the same blood. I piss the same way.
We're all humans at the end of the day.
Like, I don't give a fuck what you think about yourself. If you can't talk to me about it and we can't share and articulate ideas and go through a discourse about, like, talk and come to an agreement, why are we
having this conversation anyway?
Like, it baffles me how some people go through their lives so ignorant through the things that they do and they don't want to own up to it, excuse me. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, this world is a me first
People
world.
are stuck in mediocrity on such different levels, man.
But also, it's like, with people like that, you just can't surround your people. You can't just surround yourself with people like that. Like, if I see you have a selfish tendency,